Like I said, Kokomo is dust. He's no longer around. To make a determination of if he's part Rottweiler or not, you would need Kokomo. So like I said, with the crime scene situation, you can't have descendants. That don't work like that. There was a lot of other factors that happened with enthusiasts here in America of what they did and the direction what they did with the dogs. Also, over there in Italy too, a lot of people, dog enthusiasts, did not do the right thing. They didn't. But that goes with a lot of dog breeds. Not just the Corso, with a lot of dog breeds. Research. Learn the traits. Learn the traits. The dogs that they're accusing these dogs of, learn the traits, because if both dogs have the same common ancestors, there's going to be similarities. There's going to be the same blood types. It's going to be that. And I forgot this guy's name. It's Hubbard, his last name. I forgot. Clifford Hubbard. Clifford Hubbard wrote a book about dog breeds in the 1950s. Clifford Hubbard, out of his mouth, said that the Sicilian Bicharo could resemble. Resemble means look like, same as a German Rottweiler. This is what he said. This is before Toomey, Giovanni di Toomey, who was a recovery breeder in Sicily before he even came on the scene. Flavio Bruno, Pablo Berber, Mike Satilli Sr., Vito Intervi, and there's a lot of other recovery breeders too. I don't remember their names. There's one guy that represented France and Canada, and then there's another person. There's a few more Italian enthusiasts that are recovery breeders that were a part of SACS, the beginning factors. And again, before all these guys came on the scene, this book was written. Michael Iskarian brought it to the light on social media, on a lot of platforms. So what that book said in the 1950s, that a Sicilian Bicharo can resemble a German Rottweiler, your point is what? And you say that, yo, them boy, the American dogs are like Rottweilers. Well, thank you. They supposed to. What's the makeup of the Rottweiler? What's the origin of it? Thank you. Thank you. At least our dogs don't move like the Rottweiler. Then it would be problematic. It's not problematic. Our dogs don't move like Rottweilers. They move like Corsos because they are Corsos. Your dogs are part Neapolitan Mastiff, but damn it, the Neo and the Corso was the same breed of dog. No, they wasn't. The DNA says, nah, yo, you cannot. Today's dogs are not the dogs of yesterday. Today, dogs are not the same dogs of yesterday. Breeders went to a whole different direction, put other stuff into the dogs. That's not being shown by the DNA, which is really funny to me. And also, it's not being told in this whole entirety. So today's Neo is not yesterday's Neo. Go research. Look at Wyoming. Wyoming is a Corso. And you got some Neo breeders that we even argue that he shouldn't have been the template. Perio Scanzi, he shouldn't have been the one to make that determination. There was other breeders, better looking dogs. You had dogs, even back when, that had the full extremity and started showing the bulldog traits. When you breed a bulldog, the pug bulldogs into Molossalus, they start getting access a lot of skin. Because the Molossalus usually have it around the throat. If he's a big dog. Because you have two sets of Molossalus. You have a lighter frame Molossalus that looks like a hound, straighter muzzle, wedge head, thin bone. And you have your big Molossalus. And your big ones usually have a lot of the dewlaps around the throat area. The reason being is because this protected the dog when it was engaging in combat with wolves. Wolves go for the jugular, cut off the air flow, and annihilate or kill an animal. So now it couldn't grab the jugular, it grabs skin, and the dog can still retaliate and be able to shake out and fight. These are the facts. The bulldog infusion, the dog started getting a lot of dewlaps around the facial area and against the muzzle. So a lot of these Corsos that were in Italy, they started showing that because they were bred with the Birdo. Again, they didn't know, and there's a difference in looks, but still in all, they still was kind of still breeding the dogs together. Still breeding the dogs together. The standard came about in the 1940s, and then the dog's name changed. But before that, even in the 60s and slightly the 70s, on paperwork dealing with the breed, the dog was called Corso, Conner Depressor, and Neapolitan Mastiff. NC forced Sachs to change it, so then the dogs separated. Sachs decided to go into a whole different dynamics with the dogs. Instead of keeping the dogs traditional, which they didn't, they changed the dogs to look like more of the European dogs and ruined the dogs. So now, in Italy and here in America, you have traditional dogs and you have your hyper dogs. What has to happen? There has to be a separation. The traditional dogs has to be its own breed, period. And I don't co-sign the traditional and the hyper to be bred. A lesser breeder is talking about, okay, I made a mistake, I understand the truth now, and I want to breed more of the traditional dogs. I want to go traditional. You got recovery breeders that's lying. Oh, if you line breed and inbreed the dogs come out with undershots. That's a lie. That's a lie. How is that a lie? Pit bull, American Pit Bull Terriers is the most inbred line breeded animal probably on the planet, performance-wise. There's no undershot bites. Periodically, sometimes, yeah, 1 or 2, majority scissor bite animals. Scissor bites. Scissor bites. So, Mr. Vito interview, you lied about that. You don't know what you're talking about. But you lied about a lot of things. Even the connection of why your dogs mutated and changed like that. Nobody else is dead. And a lot of people that stuck to the traditional dogs, their dogs are still looking the same. But now what's going on, you got these young guys up and coming, and they value the opinion of their recovery breeder. And their recovery breeder is doing messed up stuff because now he's breeding the most traditional dogs into the mainstream dogs and calling that traditional. And people are buying it just for the namesake of the animal and not the quality of the dog. And this is where a lot of you people fall victim of. This is why I said learn the dogs, learn the traits. So this is where you know what's what, and when you're navigating through this stuff, you be able to make better selections. Truth. Stop taking secondhand information. Don't even take information from me. Go research that. It starts with you. It ends with you. I really love the Corso for what it is. And no, it's not a typer dog. And no, it's not a band dog. And band dog, let's get this right. Band dog is only a dog that's tied to a rope. Dum-dums. Like, yo, word, dum-dums. Dum-dums. That's what band dog means. A dog that's tied to a rope. That's it. It's no specific breed. It's a dog tied to a rope. Hold on.